What's going on, YouTube? It's Bar here with another one, and today I'm going to be discussing the up-and-coming NBA season. Now, I know nobody in their right mind can predict the outcome for an NBA season. A bunch of unexpected events are bound to happen, whether it be trades, injuries, or people just deciding they don't want to play for their organization anymore. I just can't resist coming up with a guess based on past events and tendencies that have occurred over the past couple of seasons. Anyway, let's dive into it. My first prediction starts off in the East with one of my favorite young teams to watch this past season, the Indiana Pacers. I believe that if their core players are healthy, Tyrese will lead them to their first playoff appearance in this new era. Tyrese is an exceptional floor general that can raise the floor of any offense he becomes a part of. When he was healthy last season, the Pacers were just chilling as the 6th seed and looking like a real threat. They play at a pretty fast pace with Reese running the floor, considering the fact that they finished top 5 in the past year in that department. When he went down last year, the team lost its engine, resulting in them fizzling out of playoff contention. It was a blessing in disguise, though, because they were able to end up with a top 10 pick, which they took Bilal Coulibaly, which personally had me a little scared because I didn't really think he fit what they were trying to do. But then they later traded down a pick to receive who I thought was the ideal pick in Jarris Walker. They also received Obi Toppin in a trade with the Knicks, who was a former top 10 pick back in 2020. He hasn't been able to receive much of a role with New York, but in this new offense in Indiana, I believe he'll have a breakout season. Don't sleep on the Pacers. This is one of the takes I'm more confident in based on what I've seen. I promise I'm not being biased. The second prediction for sure goes against the grain of what I've been seeing circling around in NBA spaces. We're taking it out west this time with the LA Clippers. I believe that this is finally the year the LA Clippers actually meet expectations and make a deep playoff run. I know that they made the conference finals appearance against Phoenix back in 2021, which they probably would have won if it weren't for Kawhi being hurt. But this is real life. This ain't 2K. Newsflash, people get hurt. It happens. I believe that this year is going to be different. Hey, what J. Cole say? Hey, they better not fool me 3 times or else. Alright, but in all seriousness, I really hope that they prove me right this time because they literally have the talent, they literally have the chemistry, or at least they should. They've been going at it for a while now, the 2 stars, pre-bubble shit. They just lack consistency, and the injury bug loves them. That's their best friend. Adding my boy Russell Westbrook, who has proved to us in this past playoff series that he still has stuff left in the tank? Don't believe everything you hear in the media. Russ is still very much here, and he wants to win. He could have gotten paid to go to a bad team. Who knows, that Fred VanVleet bag could have been his if he was on that timing. Hey, no shade to Fred, shout out to him, I respect hard work. But he took a massive pay cut so that he could stay with the Clippers and help them contend for a championship. In my opinion, the only thing stopping them from at least getting to the conference finals is injuries. And maybe Denver. Okay, last but not least, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. I believe that this team is going to fall into the play. You know what? I'm going to go a step further and say they won't even make the playoffs. Now look, I'm going to just be straight up. Their superstar player is missing the first 25 games of the season, and we all know why. But I'm not going to milk that joke. Regardless of the fact that Ja is going to be out, they traded away their backup point guard Tyus Jones to the Washington Wizards. So not only did they temporarily lose one of their focal points to their offense, they lost their engine off the bench. And let's not forget when Ja was out with the injury last season and the team had Jones running the point as a starter, he showed out. The Grizzlies even went on a 20-2 run without Ja. With that being said, the Western Conference has proven time and time again that it is a force to be reckoned with. A lot of teams that barely missed the playoffs last year have gotten better, and best believe they're looking for their get back this year. I don't believe Marcus Smart is going to make up for what they're facing in this stacked Western Conference. And I know this is a little off topic, but I gotta bring it up anyway. If that man Zion is healthy? Zion? Enough said. Thank you guys for making it this far in the video. I honestly really appreciate the support y'all have shown me throughout this process. I've been wanting to create NBA content for a while now, but I was just lacking the drive and the spark to just go out and create it. I've been tuning in as a spectator for too long, y'all. It was just time to do it at this point. I spent so much of my time invested in the game. But thanks again. Until next time, y'all. I'm out, DB.